One of us is being haunted by this thing.
Welcome to another Slice of Sci-Fi video review. I'm Noah Richmond.
And I'm Daren Gulsbeck.
Today we are talking about Lights Out.
Woo! Back. She's gonna stay as long as you keep the lights out.
It's actually a debut feature film from
Dave Sandberg.
Yeah, and somebody he'd done a sequence of short films, but in particular this one, Lights Out, it caught some attention for being particularly creepy, atmospheric, and got picked up, made into a full-length feature film. And it's one of these films that's got a hook to it. You know, really the main thing about it is that there's this shadowy figure that appears when the light turns out. You can see this silhouette, this dark figure appearing. You turn the light on and there's nothing there. And then you turn the light off and there's the dark shadowy figure right in your face again. And then you turn it on and there's nothing there. And then you turn it off and it attacks you. So that's basically the whole hook of this movie. Daren, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I mean, the hook was pretty interested in. When I first saw the trailer, it was like, wow, that looks pretty intense. And so, to start it off, it was another mediocre horror film for me. But it just started off and it kind of blew its wad in the beginning. And you don't generally watch horror movies and they do the reveal within the first 5 minutes of the film, and that's pretty much what happened here. It would be like, Jason being revealed in the first 5 minutes, and to me, you just lose that build-up and the suspense that comes with that. But Diana was pretty scary, and so I think it would have been better off if they'd worked her into the film, and instead, going into the movie, you already know what she looks like and what she's capable of. And for me, it was interesting, but it ruined that sense of horror for me. I know that you may have felt a little different about it, but
Well, I do agree with you on that particular point. I did think that was a real weakness of the film, that it just attacked you right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just some creepy, building up of suspense. It was just right off the bat. It's just all out. First thing that happens is somebody gets torn apart by this malevolent figure in the darkness, and not only did it do that, but as the film progressed, it became increasingly over the top to where it almost moved out of really being horror to bordering on being more almost action with some of the scenes towards the end.
Yeah.
So I do agree that it showed too much right off the bat, and that throughout the film there wasn't enough of keeping the monster restrained, keeping it back to where it builds the tension for you. It was almost on the attack too much throughout the film. That being said, it is true that I did like it better than you did, because I did think there was something solid about the overall direction of the film. I felt like it had some very effectively creepy scenes.
Yeah. And
also I just felt the whole way it was put together, I actually kind of liked the characters. I don't know how much you felt that way. Granted, there was, I could have done without the boyfriend character, but
it provided some moments of comedy for sure.
But I certainly thought that the mother, the Sophie character, had this really haunted look about her, and there was just, the house had this creepiness about it, and there was just something about the direction that just left I felt like I got taken into a film that kept my interest and kept me going through the film, and then ended before it dragged on too long. So I actually enjoyed it. Yeah. And that was, for me, the main thing. There's so many of these just low-budget horror films that they just churn out just to make it. This one, at least I found there was some entertainment value in it for me.
Well, the problem is and I think there were some good parts of the movie that I would agree with. But again, I would think they would have been more effective had they been, revealed in a different manner. And one thing about Diana is that it's almost like a template of, ever since The Ring came out, or Ringu, you've had this template of how a scary entity should look like, and it's got the long black hair. You can't see their face, and they have this way about them that it's, I don't know what it's, maybe it's in our subliminal nightmares that we think about, but it's a pretty scary image. But then when you see it multiple times over the course of the last couple of years, it just becomes almost kind of like another vampire type thing. And then the other thing I was disappointed with Diane is that when they actually showed her, it seemed like her exterior look was really cheap, and it almost seemed low budget to me. Rather than just keep her in a dark image where you would not have seen every detail about her. I thought that would have been a lot, better. Less is always better in some ways. And in horror, I believe that 100%, less you see it, a little more intense it will be. So, but it was entertaining. Like I said, I wouldn't go out in my way to see it again, but
right.
It's a crowded genre with so much crap out there, and
yeah, exactly. And that's it for me. It's just, I think it's one of these, you see so much poorly done horror. At least this was a solid, entertaining film. It had a good, genuinely creepy monster to it, even if they overdid it and didn't show it as effectively as they could. They still had they still presented a pretty creepy image. So for me, it was an entertaining, worth going to see. Not the greatest horror film you've ever seen, but fun if that's what you're in the mood to see.
I am extra kind of interested in seeing Sandberg's. He did a short film of it that's on YouTube, and I'm interested in checking that out just to see what, before it all became corporate and financed by a bigger company, or just to see, and maybe it's even better and there's a low-fi version of it. So, but it's just another example of a horror flick. Cliche at all, but if Diane were in your room at night, now you may be a little intense, if she came in the room right now, I'd probably be urinating in my pants, So
okay. So yes, don't watch it alone in a room by yourself at night, and otherwise it's a fun horror film. I think that's our thoughts on Lights Out, and thank you for watching Slice of Sci-Fi.
What the hell?
Hey, what happened, man?
I don't see anything. What's going on? Is the camera still rolling? I think that's a red light. What the hell? Yeah.
Daren?